3 here, I've got 5 and 6. So just like I did a few minutes ago, I think I would start with factoring. That would be x minus 4, x plus 4, x plus 3 makes my LCD easier for me to think about. So in this problem, I know my restrictions are x cannot equal negative 4 and negative 3, and my least common denominator will be x plus 3, x plus 4. So as I go in and I multiply each term by x plus 3 and x plus 4, in my first fraction, every denominator cancels and all I have is 12x plus 9. My second fraction, I multiply by x plus 3, x plus 4. Now on this one, the x plus 3's cancel, so I have negative 3 times x plus 4. In my last one, I do times x plus 3, x plus 4. This one, the x plus 4's cancel, and I'm left with 5 times x plus 3. So I'll distribute, so 12x plus 9 minus 3x minus 12. Distribute, 5x plus 15. All right, over here, I'm going to put the 12 and the 3 and get 9x. I'm going to put the 9 and the 12 and get negative 3. Oops, sorry about that. So let's try that again. I'll do the 9 and the 12 and get the negative 3. Oh, I knew I had an error. Let me fix that for us really quick here. That was supposed to be 19, and I wrote 9. So now let's try that better. That's a lot better. That's not going to mess my answer up. So I have 19 and negative 12. That'll give me a positive 7. And then 15. Actually, I want to write the 5x first. 5x plus 15. So I'll bring the 5x over here. I'll bring the 7 over there. And that will give me 4x is equal to 8. We'll divide by 4 and get x equals 2. X equals 2 is not one of my restrictions, so again, I'm okay on that one. All right, so again, over here on number 6, I would start by factoring x minus 3, x plus 3. So that means that x cannot equal negative 3 or positive 3, and my lowest common denominator will be x plus 3 and x minus 3. So as I do the 9 times x minus 3, x plus 3, they both cancel. And all I have is a 9. And then I do x plus 3, x minus 3. And here the x plus 3's cancel. So I have 4 times x minus 3. Equals, and then I do my last fraction times x plus 3, x minus 3, x minus 3. So here the x minus 3's cancel, and I have 2 times x plus 3. So here I'll have to distribute and distribute, so 9 plus 4x minus 12. Here I'll distribute and distribute, equals 2x plus 6. I'll go ahead and combine these two terms. So 4x minus 3 equals 2x plus 6. I'll add 3 to move the 3. I'll subtract 2x to move the 2x. And I'll get 2x is equal to 9. Divide by 2. And I'll get x equals 9 over 2. So as long as 9 over 2 is not negative 3 or positive 3, we are good with that solution. All right, moving to our last two questions. Again, starting with the same process. So first thing I really want to do right there is I want to factor. That would be x times x plus 2. All right, so that makes my restrictions easier. I cannot equal negative 2 or 0. And my least common denominator will be x times x plus 2. So again, I just start systematically multiplying everything by x times x plus 2. So in that first fraction, everything cancels and I'm left with a 1. Second fraction, x times x plus 2. So the x's cancel and I have plus, and I'm going to have to FOIL x minus 1 and x plus 2. And then even to the 1, x times x plus 2. So remember, it's every single thing in the problem gets multiplied. So all that leaves me with is x times x plus 2. All right, so here I have 1, and then I do my first would be x squared. Outside would be 2x. Inside, negative x. Last, negative 2. I'll go ahead and distribute over here. That'll be x squared plus 2x. All right, on this side, I'll start with my x squared, and then I'll put these two together to get 1x. Then I'll put the 1 and the negative 2 to get a negative 1. And then that equals x squared plus 2x. I'm going to minus the x squared. That will move that term. I'm going to minus the 2x. That will move that term. And I'm left with negative x minus 1 equals 0 because those canceled. So I'll add 1, and I'll get negative x equals 1, and I'll divide by negative 1, and I end up with x equals negative 1. Again, as long as that is not negative 2 or 0, I am good. And finally, we come to the last one. Same thing, I'm going to start by factoring, so that would be x times x plus 4. Kind of mark that out. This has 4 terms, but it doesn't matter how many terms it has. All that matters is I list my restrictions, so x cannot equal negative 4 and 0. I list my least common denominator. That will simply be x times x plus 4. And then all 4 terms get multiplied by x times x plus 4. So starting with the 16, the x's will cross out, and I'll have 16 times x plus 4. Then I'll do my second term, x times x plus 4. So here the x plus 4's cancel, and I'll have 1 times x. And I have an equal sign. I'll multiply by x times x plus 4. And here everything cancels, and I'm just left with the number 4. And then lastly, x times x plus 4. And here the x's cancel, and I have a minus 3 times x plus 4. Right? So just like before, I'm going to distribute where I need to. So 16x plus 64 plus x equals 4, and then distribute, minus 3x minus 12. All right, we'll go ahead and combine the terms. So 17x plus 64. And then over here we have negative 3x minus 8. I'll add the 3x, that will move it. I'll subtract the 64, that will move it. I'll have 20x is equal to negative 72. I'll divide by 20. And I'll be left with x equals negative 18 over 5. Also not equal to negative 4 or 0, so we're good. And there are the problems for the practice quiz. I hope it helps to see them worked out again in a little more detail, and good luck on the quiz tomorrow.